this video, we'll be looking at ancient principles that produces modern day influence. Now, when we look at something that is ancient, right, that's producing something in modern time, I don't want us to misunderstand and to think that this ancient thing, it only affects modern day. No, this principle has been around from, as it says, ancient time, many years, right? And back then it had impact, back then it had influence, and even today it still produces impact and influence. Now, when we look at history, there's one book that has the most principles that has affected even modern day civilization, and that's the Bible. The Bible contains so many prophecies, but even principles as well, in which modern day society is actually built on. And so we'll be looking at a scripture from the book of Matthew. And this doesn't matter whether or not you believe that Jesus Christ is God or you believe that he existed. The Bible, it actually has details and evidence that modern day society is standing on up until today. So the scripture we want to look at is Matthew 20 verse 26. And it says, "Whomever among you who desire to become great, let him first become a servant." Now, what was Jesus trying to say? It wasn't just giving out, random words of wisdom or just trying to create another parable. What Jesus was saying is that the gateway to success and to becoming great and influential starts first by serving. But when you look at the word great in the Greek, it actually translates to mega, like where you get a mega church or a mega mart. No, mega doesn't only mean big or something that's huge. It also means significant. It means important. It means powerful. It means influential. If something is truly powerful, it will produce or have influence. If Jesus Christ's influence is still evident after over 2,000 years, that tells us that this is a person who is credible, of course, who we can listen to. Now, he attributes being influential, being great, to being a person who is a servant. Jesus wasn't saying that you must not become a leader. No, what he was trying to say is that the mindset, the posture that you should have is one who puts the need of others above themselves. That is what he was trying to convey. And so having a title doesn't make you a leader. Having a title doesn't automatically make you influential, and it doesn't automatically mean that you will be able to impact people. If you consider yourself influential, someone of power, but no one follows you, then are you really influential? If you say that you are truly influential and no one is being changed, no one is being challenged to change, then are you truly influential? Listen, in this day and in this age, in order to have impact in the marketplace, you need to become a person of influence. It is a necessity. You need to become a person of influence. Because the thing is, the people who normally rise to the top are usually those who are very influential, usually those who have impacted the life of those around them. So ask yourself this question: who have I impacted thus far? If you think about your life and everything, who have I impacted? Who have I influenced? What area of society have I influenced? If you can't pinpoint anyone or any area in society in which you have influence, that's a big question mark right there. In order to change the world, in order to make a difference in society, being influential is fundamental. Listen, the marketplace, it rewards value, and the kingdom rewards service. Now, when you take the principles of the marketplace and of the kingdom and you put them together, you'll find that you break limitations and expansion becomes inevitable. One thing that most persons don't understand is that it's going to cost you to have impact. It's going to cost you to literally put someone else's need above yourself. If you're going to serve someone, it means that you're putting their needs above your own. You have to be able to solve their problem, putting their problem above your own. And it's going to cost you. Right now, if you're broke, if you don't have any money, what you need to begin to do is to begin to serve. Find someone who has a problem, try to solve their problem. If you do that consistently, I guarantee you, it's just a matter of time before you begin to see the monetary increase in your life. You have to pay for your service first before others pay for your service. And what do I mean by that? As I said, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you effort. It's going to cost your attention. And in some cases, it's going to cost you money as well in order to serve others, in order to solve a problem. And so if it hasn't cost you anything at all, then how can you expect that, others are going to pay you for your service? You need to pay for your own service before you expect others to pay you for your service. It's going to cost, and you pay for this service in your time, you pay for this service in your effort and the money. When you pay for your service that you give to others first, then it's inevitable. Others will begin to pay you for your service. It first have to cost you before it can cost others. You begin to think about how you can solve someone else's problem. That opens the door for influence. You begin to impact others, and that impact is influence. And so when you think about having influence, you need to understand that in order to have influence, you first have to serve. Listen, I said it before, one of the most, if not the most, in my opinion, the most influential person of all time is Jesus Christ. He has impacted so many persons throughout history. The most impactful person on earth is Jesus Christ. And his principle for influence and to have that type of impact is rooted in the principle of being a servant, of serving others, of solving other people's problem. He came and he solved our problem instead of trying to, have persons serving him. As I think about the principle of serving, I began to realize that when you begin to have a mindset that, hey, I need to serve others, I need to add value to others, I need to be able to solve the problem of others, I realize that that's a mindset that is exponential. It allows you to think big. It's an abundant mindset. And so the opposite of that is true. When you don't obsess about solving the problem of others, when you don't put the needs of other people above yourself, that's actually a scarcity mindset. Listen, a scarcity mindset is not scalable. A scarcity mindset is not a mindset that can change the world. A scarcity mindset is not a mindset that is influential, and it will not have impact, and it is not influential in any arena. You cannot grow, you cannot scale yourself, your business, nothing can't grow, nothing will be able to grow in a scarcity mindset and a scarcity environment. That's one of the biggest dangers of putting your needs above the needs of others. It brings you in a box, it limits the way you think. And that, my friend, is a very dangerous place to be in, because you can't see opportunities. There is no abundance, there is no breathing space in this environment. And so I find it very interesting that Jesus Christ would remove that limit. Listen, a scarcity mindset, a person who puts their needs above the needs of others, is a person who's trapped in that box of scarcity. Is a person who's trapped in that box of limitations. And so if you're looking to live a life where you have abundance and you're able to influence persons around you and influence nations, it has to start from a foundation principle, an ancient principle that Jesus Christ showed us. And that is being a servant. That is solving the needs of those around you first. The Bible tells us that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's a parallel of the principle of being a servant, of serving. Some of the wealthiest people on earth, they serve people. That is what they all have in common. Every millionaire, every billionaire, and even Elon Musk, a trillionaire, he's serving others. He's serving a planet. This guy is serving not just Earth, but he's trying to take, serving to all different dimensions. He's trying to take serving to outer space, to another planet. Like, I'm literally just thinking about this. Elon Musk is trying to serve on a multi-planetary level, and he has just hit $1 trillion status. That just shows you the power that comes through serving, the influence that serving creates. So if you feel stagnant, you feel as if you're in a box, you feel as if you're operating from a mindset of scarcity, you break that through serving others, solving the problems of others. Persons are using that principle that Jesus Christ taught many years ago and don't even realize it. If you were to take the principle of serving and implement that, employ it in your life, you won't need employment. And so I want to challenge someone today to impact, influence, solve the problem of 10 persons this year. Before the year ends, try to find 10 persons and solve their problems. I guarantee you, in solving those 10 persons' problem, you'll find that your own problem will just somehow begin to be solved. The answers will begin to come, and you'll find that your influence and impact will begin to grow. Again, this is an ancient principle that produces modern day influence.